What's up, guys? Spenny. I'm a Midwest boy at heart. I was raised in Iowa, went to the University of Iowa, and we were often in Chicago. It was a much different city when it was run by the mob, I guess. Now it's run by the DEI mob, and it's very, very, very collapsed and sad, and they're even losing one of the oldest NFL franchises, a franchise that is legendary. The Bears is now deciding to move to Indiana. What? Oh yeah, the Bears are expected to announce an intention to build a stadium in Northwest Indiana. The Chicago Bears have officially agreed to relocate the Indiana Bears. Potentially quite a stadium here. A beautiful one at that. Indiana coming in strong. Indiana has a massive budget surplus. Meanwhile, the state of Illinois has a $2 billion budget deficit. The Bears have officially committed to building a new stadium in Northwest Indiana. Originally, the team had stated that they would move states. They would remain the Chicago Bears. But after a new agreement with the officials, this is no longer the case. The Chicago Bears franchise will end with only one Super Bowl, despite being the oldest franchise in NFL history. Completely heartbreaking. Brandon Johnson, the woke mayor of Chicago, straight up admits to fumbling this so hard. Listen to the cope and seethe by America's most incompetent DEI mayor, who replaced Lori Lightfoot, and who's actually worse than Lori Lightfoot by a wide margin.
Okay. All right. Keep a straight face here. The Bears belong in the city of Chicago. The Chicago Bears belong in the city of Chicago.
Look
at
this.
I've said repeatedly that the door is always open for conversations, Kevin Warren did call me yesterday. We didn't get a chance to connect, and
didn't talk to the Bears owner.
I believe that their best position is in Chicago.
Listen to him
evidence.
Gulping.
The evidence is clearly speaking for itself.
What is the evidence? The evidence is speaking for itself. As of February 2026, Chicago faces several severe interconnected challenges, severe budget deficits, and structural financial problems. Chicago is grappling with massive ongoing budget shortfalls driven by structural imbalances. The city faced a projected $1 billion gap in the fiscal year, negative $1 billion gap in the fiscal year. New taxes and fees on everything from shopping bag, ride shares, alcohol, and more. Criticism of overspending. Key drivers include rapidly rising personnel costs, healthcare, especially pension obligations, widely underfunded for decades, consuming a huge portion of the budget, 40% when combined with debt services, growing long-term debt reliance on one-time fixes, gimmicks rather than reforms, stagnant or slow economic growth. Chicago has been lacking behind major U.S. cities because all of the businesses are fleeing because of total insolvency risks. They're trying to loot the professional class, the productive class. Crime and public safety, violent crime and gun violence is historically ranked as Chicago's top concerns. Homicides, ladies and gentlemen, it's really deadly. 58 people were shot, 8 fatally on just Labor Day weekend alone. Economic stagnation, population and business challenges. Very slow GDP growth compared to other large metros. Flat job growth, real wages decline, outgoing migration of residents and businesses, partly linked to high taxes, cost of living, and other factors. Other notable issue, higher property taxes, aging infrastructure, housing stock, extreme weather impacts, debates over services and transit and cleanliness, and political tensions, budget priorities, and federal policy threats. So why would you ever want your NFL franchise to be in such a deadly, mismanaged, horrific DEI nightmare of Chicago? You don't. If fans are upset about this, then they should be looking at the leadership of Chicago, which Brandon Johnson looks nervous here, nervous as hell, because he knows that it's a political suicide. Bro, if you lost the Chicago Bears franchise, which is 100 years old, the city of Chicago, beloved franchise, you're cooked. You're finished. The Democrat Party is finished in the state of Illinois. I'm telling you, no amount of election rigging and cheating will fix this. Chicago Bears leaving Indiana is an indelible stain on the city's state leadership. Great city filled with fantastic people run by morons. I like the city of Chicago. I grew up around the city of Chicago with people from Chicago. Some of the best, classics like Home Alone or Family Vacation were made in Chicago. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. It's like an iconic American city. It's in total collapse When I returned there, and I was just there a couple months ago, when you go back, like Michigan Avenue, there's no more stores. There's no more restaurants. There's no more things open. There's no vibrancy. There's no energy anymore. It is like a city that's packed with criminal aliens. There's so many illegals in Chicago, and it just doesn't feel like Chicago anymore. It's a crime-ridden, crumbling city. Fat-ass J.B. Pritzker's terrible week continues. First, his cousin, Tom Pritzker, had to step down because of a relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. And now the Bears, the team that has been in Chicago for 105 years, announced they're leaving for the state of Indiana. I can't believe that people think Pritzker should run for president. I said, trade deal. This is what Indiana gets, and this is what Chicago gets. The Obama DEI dumpster trash can. Amazing. The Bears are saying straight up, we're going to do it. The Bears are straight up saying, stadium near the Wolf Lake area of Indiana. We appreciate the leadership of Governor Braun, and they thank all of the members of the Indiana General Assembly for establishing a framework. The Bears have been trying to renegotiate with the state of Illinois for 5 years. And the state of Illinois is so incompetent that they have lost the Bears. Chicago Bears are poised to move across state lines thanks to the hostile business climate fostered by J.B. Pritzker. Strong proof of Pritzker's failure and Chicago's failure. The legendary Bears Stadium will be shuttered. I mean, it's not a done deal. I guess Chicago could try Hail Mary, but what do they have? They don't have anything to bargain with. They don't have any money. They don't have any public safety. They don't have any economy. They're in total collapse, ladies and gentlemen. It's a nightmare. And the governor of Indiana is straight up being like, I drink your milkshake. Indiana's open for business, pro-growth environment. We would love to have the Bears in the Wolf Lake region. So it would be right here in like this Hammond area, right in here, probably like on the water somewhere. Here is already called East Chicago. Okay. So this is where the Bears would relocate. F around, find out.
For a new Chicago Bears stadium, and this morning, legislators voted unanimously to push a bill out of the Ways and Means Committee. The bill would create the Northwest Indiana Stadium Authority, similar to Illinois Sports Facilities Authority, and this could convince the Chicago Bears to cross state line and build a new stadium. Lawmakers say the Bears would pay $2 billion towards construction costs, and the proposal includes new food, beverage, and innkeepers taxes in Indiana's Northwest County.
It's going to save the Bears a ton of money to do this, just in taxes alone, and probably attract more players because then the players don't get taxed as much. You get Indiana taxes, so the players would make a fortune. So you could pay so much more. The players make so much more money. You have a better franchise. The Bears did pretty well this season. So maybe this is a Super Bowl play. They only have one Super Bowl win. Anyway, wild story. Absolute and complete and total failure for the city of Chicago. It's hard to think of a worse thing to have happened. The Indiana Bears. How you like them now? The Bears.